The next step in the cycle after thinking is to begin to ask yourself questions, much like we did with Mr. Bumblemeyer. This is to help teachers distinguish between pertinent and irrelevant information. Questions may start out as very broad, like, what if? I wonder why? Or golly gee, could it be that? But as teachers become more precise in their thinking, the questions become more detailed and direct, like, what should I have done? What can I do next time? Why did I react that way? And what have I learned from this? As you refine your reflective thinking skills, you'll be able to answer the questions, solve the problems, or resolve the conflicts. This will help in maintaining a learning environment in which each student is able to experience a sense of personal fulfillment. And success is crucial. And when asking questions, ask questions of other professionals, or ask questions of yourself, listening and debating with your inner voice. What's that, Mr. Bumblemeyer? You hear dead people? No, not those voices. Perhaps your supervisor should reflectively think about your position. Just kidding, Mr. Bumblemeyer. Ha 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 ha. The next step is reflection. And in order to reflect, teachers must clarify what they are thinking about. They must shed some light on what has occurred, just like Mr. Bumblemeyer has. There are two types of reflection: reflection on action and reflection in action. Reflection on action occurs when teachers are able to think and question events, actions, or conversations after they have already occurred. Reflection in action occurs when teachers are thinking about what they're doing while they're doing it. This type of reflection has a sense of urgency about it. If no students are understanding your lesson, you may have to change directions in midstream in order to salvage the lesson and help the students. As a teacher, you must often question, analyze, and act instantaneously or think on one's feet. Reflection includes the past, present, and the future. If teachers do not reflect upon the future and anticipate what might happen, they become motionless and their future actions will remain somewhat ineffectual. When reflecting, teachers must be aware of and allow for different viewpoints. Their personal viewpoint is not the only one that should be considered. As you can see, Mr. Bumblemeyer is beginning to reflect on the total picture, accessing all available viewpoints and carefully inspecting what others may be thinking. This will allow him to get a view of the situation or lesson from another perspective in order to begin to critique his teaching endeavors. It's through reflection that teachers can look critically at teaching and student learning, search for a deeper understanding and meaning of classroom events, consider their strengths and weaknesses, identify ways to improve, and formulate a plan for subsequent action. As we see, Mr. Bumblemeyer is beginning to put into practice, or acting as it relates to the final phase of the circle, the decisions that were made based on his thinking, questions, and his reflection. Notice the big difference in response as Mr. Bumblemeyer has effectively reflected and acted accordingly. It looks as if he's asking a very tough question. The student seems stumped. Except for Johnny. Wait a minute. Johnny's supposed to be tough and dumb. Does Johnny have the right answer? Way to go, Johnny! That answer was swell. So remember, teachers must take the time to enhance their thinking to properly reflect about the course, their strengths and weaknesses, and the viewpoints of others in order for you, as the teacher, to succeed at teaching and the student at learning.